I want to call this Education Committee meeting to order. It is 5:31. I see that we do have a quorum -1. Give you an opportunity to look over the Education Committee minutes. For a second.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same like sign. I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Wright.
Okay. Pretty easy as far as just even the explanation on it, but if you'll look at this memo that we placed in front of our board Monday night, which they passed, we need to replace the roof like Mount Juliet Middle School gym. It is in bad shape. Leaks, damage down the walls, tar coming down. But the thing to note, it's the original roof dating back to when, I think that was the replacement school after the fire. So if I'm, Mike, was it 72, somewhere in there?
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's old.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
pretty old, yeah.
So with that, this is a replacement that we're asking for. It's $423,000 to replace it with a 30-year roof warranty, which is unheard of in the school business, but nevertheless there. And if you'll see it, that we're taking it out of our fund balance and with the approval of the
What kind
budget
of roof
amendment.
would that be? I mean, with the materials?
I can't answer that, John, as far as it, but with a 30-year warranty, they're gonna, it's good.
Well, I'm sure it is, I just wondered what material they use.
I don't remember what they said. the
You know
other
what
night,
kind of
Mr. John.
material?
I don't remember what they said.
Excuse me, Mickey Hall can answer that question, I think.
Mickey, you wanna answer the materials?
Early manufactured roof,
What materials are they using?
modified bitumen,
Modified stuff?
modified bitumen.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, same like sign.
Aye.
Opposed? Questions from the audience? None? Thank you. Is there anything else, Dr. Wright?
That was
Well,
it?
maybe it says right here.
What's our latest on the update on our buildings?
The buildings, as far as, and it was one that we've been told to hold off on demolition, which we were ready to get a bulldozer out there with some hard hats. It's down to engineers and the insurance company now, we're getting in some final numbers. So the talk is far more encouraging than it was even 2 weeks ago. But they told us that we were getting ready to start demolition, but they told us to hold off, because they're talking.
Is that on both schools? You can't do either one of them, the
No,
elementary?
we're not to start anything until they finish with the numbers.
Okay.
That was one of my notes. Are there any other questions from the committee?
There was one question. I forget what it was.
We got time.
Oh yeah, one other question was testing. I was talking to a young lady a couple days ago, and she goes to Lakeville, and she said that they're still having to take these tests, these state required tests. Is that true?
Well, we don't know. And considering, I mean, that's something, is this a teacher or a student?
The student said they were required to take these tests.
Well, right
And that
now,
they're
because they
going to
haven't.
school 2 days a week, and she felt she was totally unprepared to do this. And she's in the 8th grade, I'm going,
Well, bless her
what do I
heart.
do?
No, we're doing some soft assessments, so we've done that from the very beginning to make sure that we know as far as learning loss and gaps.
Mm-hmm.
But state testing right now is on hold. We've written a resolution that was crafted and sent to the governor and legislators as far as that this is a year that does not even need to be considered for state testing. There's no way to come up with a baseline across the state. Everyone's got a different model, so there's no measurement that would benefit anyone, so
Oh,
strongly
I agree,
opposed.
but she was concerned.
Well, she has nothing
And
to do
maybe
with
she's doing these soft tests and she thinks it's more than that.
it. It's benchmarking, that's all it is as
And
far as.
they were concerned that they're only in school 2 days a week, and they thought they were losing out a lot.
Well,
And these are 2 8th grade girls
Yeah.
together. And
they're losing out on socialization right now.
Yeah.
well, they were actually together, but
They took
one was in pre-algebra in the 8th grade, and the other one, I don't know what classes they were in.
Well.
But they were very concerned that they weren't getting enough.
Well, but there are days that they're not in there as far as their asynchronous days. There's a lot of learning going on, and it's far better than it was when we first started because it's something no one's ever done before. But the thing is, John, that when you look at what's being taking place in the classroom that they're carrying out, we're showing a catch-up. We still have a lot of work to do in math because math, like anything else, needs a lot
Well,
of skills.
you know, I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but she did say that for some of the examinations, they were given the answers prior to the
Well,
examination.
consider they're not graded, I mean, so it's like
So, not the standardized
Yeah.
test, but the regular test in the classroom, she said. So, I mean, that's what she said. She
Did they
said-
pass it?
That's fine, you wouldn't.
No, that was the problem. They
Okay,
failed.
then,
No, they
What's the
passed.
problem?
Of course they passed, of course.
What's the
You know how young girls are, they're very adamant about doing really well and getting 100%.
No, well, not all of them, but that's good to hear.
I mean, these two are
Eighth
very,
grade's more
very
about
studious,
boys.
very studious. Very studious
What
young
was this
ladies.
in
really good,
1969 through 72 that they gave you the answer?
Really?
make a motion, we adjourn.
Second?